Just drop it. Drop those stereotypes. Drop those, you know, phrases. Drop those words that you're saying towards us. Hey everyone, it's Garrison here, and welcome back to the channel. And today, I'll be checking out I-DLE's latest release with Super Lady, the music video for an all. Now, not gonna lie, from the teasers for this release and brand new era to already a meaningful song with Wife that truly mentions and emphasizes and talks about challenging those societal norms and expectations of gender roles, which unfortunately goes on still to this modern day and age, and really talks about, hey, we shouldn't be put in a box, specifically speaking about women in their roles and what they should be doing, and more so saying, hey, you should be appreciated more for other things, your skill sets, what you're really good at, you know what I'm saying? There's no, you know, role that we should be put in, you feel me, in terms of gender roles, and because at the end of the day, we're not all the same. We have our own personalities, we're all unique in our own ways, we're all talented and special in our own ways, you feel me? But aside from that, I really wanted to say why I have been missing in action when it comes to I-DLE in my reactions and reviews, everyone. For those who are familiar with the channel, or even solely on my I-DLE reaction videos, first of all, I think it's because finally I'm here on the dot, the day of the release for their comeback here finally. And second of all, not gonna lie, when it comes to my favorites, when it comes to being a casual listener for other artists and groups, or if it's the case of, you know, being really open-minded when it comes to releases, I am either checking out the releases on my own time, missing them out, which is a lot of times because it's so hard to keep up with K-pop these days, especially with all these debuts and comebacks left, right, and center, and other times where I mess with the song one way or other, any respective song, but then like personal taste wise comes into play a lot, and I feel like that's the case for I-DLE for me. Sometimes sonically their music doesn't work with me or sit well with me, but then on the other hand, I feel like they've been really consistent in terms of their quality of concepts, meanings, and messages across their comebacks and releases, you feel me? And I'm sure I-DLE is gonna come through with a meaningful song. It's just a matter of me enjoying it sonically for Super Lady here. So hey, without further ado, let's just dive into the music video now. Alright, so brought it up here, Super Lady by I-DLE. I got the English captions on and all. I'm nervously excited in a good way about this release because I'm really interested in what this song is gonna entail about in terms of the message and the music video tied along to it, obviously. But Super Lady, I feel like it already speaks for itself, truly about female empowerment. I'm taking a huge guess here, maybe not, but let's go. Whoa, very grandioso with it. This intro was Soyeon though. Great snare drum work. Everybody follow. We're too busy to do. Slay it. Oh, this verse 1. They're dropping the facts. They're dropping the truth. Oh my goodness, this pre-chorus with Mian though. Would laugh it out. They call me savage. Whoa, what? I did not expect this to take an EDM, like boomy EDM electro route with it. Wow. Man, this song is a lot to handle in many ways. Tougher than any other man. Yeah. Really removing all those stereotypes. Oh, what a transition there. This is quite the interesting catchphrase that I'm gonna have to get used to, not gonna lie, in the chorus, but aside from that, I'm loving what I'm hearing and seeing. Ooh. Back it up. Back it up, because here, we're on our way. We're here to slay. Super fast. Pretty much. No one's here to stop me. I'm stronger than Superman. I'm that super lady who can do it all. And I feel like it truly is about female empowerment. But what's huge about this song, for me personally, aside from the overall message and how meaningful this song is like, wow, coming through with this big room, house, EDM route with it. More specifically, big room house, pretty much. For those who are familiar with that genre, it's pretty much, you know, progressive house, electro house with it at all. Now, can I say, yeah, we do not get this genre and influence utilized often these days in modern day K-pop. I would say in second gen, we would get a lot of EDM, fun dance tracks, a lot of electronic tracks, especially in the mix and all across all releases. But for I-DLE to do something like that, that is very second gen, back in the day influence and just overall feel and vibes, where the likes of, well, it's not exactly this with Big Room House by like 121 has done this kind of impactful stuff before. I'm not saying, by the way, someone's copying who, because I feel like for people to do that and say that, they don't even know what they're talking about and not familiar with just like tracks being inspirational or tracks being very original in any respective fashion towards a respective group, you know what I'm saying, with some influences here and there. I definitely do not see anything cookie cutter or copy paste about this or hear anything like that, but more so, wow, it got me reminiscent of those second gen days, more specifically speaking, the likes of Sugar Free by Atara. For those who know those days, you know, I think just the grandioso feel, and knowing, at least for me, that Kirsten was behind this, a very it girl in the dance scene and all, directing this and doing the choreo and all, you feel me? Like, you could really feel that influence there with the overall setup, the music video, the backup dancers, and the huge lighting, which I feel like Soyeon came to play with that, but also heavily with the song lyrics wise and all. I think sonically that it really takes a route where it's so refreshing and a great break from other genres that are utilized in the K-pop scene, you feel me? We need something more impactful like this in a less braggadocious kind of way, in an encouraging type of way, you feel me? Because I feel like a lot of releases are about being the best, you know, being the number one, and look at me, I'm so badass and cool. Whereas, why not take it to another level and number one, do what I-DLE did, like challenge societal norms. Don't let things be. Like, don't be that person that conforms to norms. You can do your own thing. You could find your own way in life. But also in Super Lady, this tackles more so about, of course, obviously, female empowerment. And it does have some like music video inspirations that and influences that got me reminiscent of the likes of Beyonce, you feel me? Beyonce, I would say even Taylor Swift. Those are some huge names and legends alone still to this day that are rocking it still to this day, and I feel like that we got a lot of that as well in the mix with a huge twist of I-DLE's respective flavor and identity upon this song. So we're getting a best of multiple worlds here, not only a bit of second gen influences with modern day influences, and of course paying almost homage to these legends in the music scene like Taylor Swift and Beyonce in a way, if you think about it, with what scenes are being shown just in this grandioso manner, generally speaking, you know what I'm saying, and just these fits and all that are really unique and one of a kind and hugely like stand out and all making a huge statement. Like, this is more than of a huge statement for a song. This is for I-DLE. This is for all them girls out there, all our girls out there, you feel me, all our ladies out there. I think the key points that I want to point out in this song would have to be the intro, pre-chorus with Mian for sure, without a doubt, and I would say, yeah, I would say the chorus as well. So let me dive back into Super Lady here. There's quite a bit to talk about, even though this song doesn't take the extra mile, unfortunately, with 3 minutes. I would have, you know, really liked a extended bridge or even a really prolonged outro to have a crazy banger, you know, outro to end things off. But hey, I still mess with this release, everyone. Bum bum bum. Great bass work, great string work that makes this dramatic feel and all in the cinematic experience. And right away, boom, you know, with Soyeon's boomy voice in the intro here, I'm on the top, Super Lady. So this kind of dramatic approach, I love it. I love it. Not only by Soyeon, but just movement-wise in the song. And then that snare drum work, very rudimental. It has that marching band with feel with it, which, you know, it works with the backup dancers and how things are done visually and imagery-wise across this music video and all. Some lyrics can't mess with as much, but I love the ad-lib work. The ad-lib work that occurs because got a superpower. I love that. It provides a sing-alongable factor. But once we get into verse 1, this is where we truly get into the thick of things of like, hey, you know, boys do this, that's this. Like, all these common statements and like perceptions and I would say obviously stereotypes. Great brass work there. I really love the brass work here that is playful with it. Hold. Right here. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying when it comes to this obvious pretentious acts of men? Just drop it. Drop those stereotypes. Drop those, you know, phrases. Drop those words that you're saying towards us. Drop those typical actions, you know, like oh, sure. But Mian here, really love her pre-chorus here. I feel like this pre-chorus really sets up the chorus really well, tougher than any other men. Tell them. great percussion work from the whether it's other percussion work, but of course the tambourine work, the rattling that's going on. And then we got these synth strings more so slightly panned to the right side of our ears. Woo. Lady. It's done in a very droning kind of manner. Whether you like this catchphrase or not, I feel like it will be a grower of a catchphrase and chorus per se, without a doubt. At least for me, I'm not sure about you guys. But the point is, whether you like this or not, this is very catchy in a droning, earwormy kind of way, you feel me? It's very hypnotizing. Great cowbell work there. Set. I love that 1, 2, 3 count in the chorus, and then right away it transitions into verse 2, which is meaningful still here continuously. Woo. My goodness. You really can't go wrong with Soyeon's lines in this song for sure. Just the ad-lib work, tougher than anyone else, you know what I'm saying? The emphasis on these lines, I love it. I love these tropes being done in this song. There's that percussion work in the synth string that I was talking about. Lady. Some siren work. Interesting choice. There's that cowbell work again. It's very distinct, you know, a lot of clarity to it. Probably hands down my favorite line by Soyeon in this song, I've got to admit, everyone. Back it up, yeah. The back it up line, like, oh my goodness. Woo! Shua. Oogie, she really had her moments in this music video too, in her own individual scenes. The pairings that they did, even Minnie. Like, come on. Wow. One of the few songs that I've got to admit that, I wouldn't say few, but like one of the several songs, I wouldn't say tons of songs, but several songs that, you know, sure, it may be cutting it off before the 3-minute mark, but it's still very effective and most importantly, meaningful in an idol type of way, you feel me? And I feel like, you know, more groups gotta start picking this up instead of like trying to follow what's trendy, what's not trendy, you know what I'm saying? Like, but most importantly, I feel like, especially when it comes to newer groups, just simply do your own thing and figure out what works for you, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, getting a mashup of best of both worlds when it comes to second gen, when it comes to idol, when it comes to, you know, doing justice to all of our favorites, even outside the K-pop scene, like I mentioned, visually and just powerfully in a super lady kind of way. But let me know your thoughts, everyone. I gotta give this a solid 8.5 out of 10. I say that because, you know, genre-wise, it's not up my alley and my personal cup of tea. I feel like the chorus will have to grow on me, but it's definitely a grower throughout time. It might bump it up type of a moment into a 9, you feel me? But aside from that, I loved everything else that was going on for this particular release, everyone. Let me know your thoughts. Were you able to relate? Were there certain sections that you really enjoyed? Were there any things that you really agreed with me in terms of the tropes and how things played out sonically? I love what I'm hearing in this modern day and age, and it's a breath of fresh air from other releases, you feel me? But take care as always. Be sure to like and subscribe as it helps out the channel so much. This has been Garrison, and peace.